Good evening, y'all, and welcome to New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the 10th race in the 2022 Sony Cup Series season. We've got 151 laps on us here tonight. DJ Curtis on pole for the 6th time this season. Dylan Schwallenberg to his outside with Dajon Weeks and Eric the Max in row 2. Weeks was fast in practice. Can he back it up in the race? Richard Johnson, his teammate, just got the team's recent win at Savannah 2 weeks ago. Monster Energy Racing, 2 wins already on the year, looking for more as both Johnson and Weeks look to hunt down Jake Baskinger in the points lead. 26-point lead now for Jake over Richard Johnson, 31 over Dajon Weeks, with Curtis and Schwallenberg rounding out the top 5 in points. This track, known as the Magic Mile, man, it can get pretty tough to pass people here at times. Track position might be everything here tonight. We'll have to see how the strategy play goes. Don't want to have to be moving your way up from the back of the field. As you can see, Dom Capps, Alex Benyako, Jesse Turner with a terrible qualifying effort. And there's Richard Johnson in the 47 as well, next to Ryan Acosta. A couple drivers making the field on provisionals. And yeah, man, I am psyched for this race. Noah taking a break this week. I am your host here tonight. Let's go trackside for the command of fire engines.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Beautiful night here in Loudon, New Hampshire. Not a cloud in the sky. DJ Curtis, man, what can you say about this season? Got the win back at Phoenix. Looking for another one here today. Looking to make that championship battle. Not an easy one for the other drivers. But despite 5 poles, he's only finished in the top 10 4 times. Can he get another top 10 with this pole? Maybe even a win here tonight. Dylan Schwallenberg to his outside. Weeks, the Max, Baskinger, Jeffrey White, the first 3 rows. Pace cars off, and we are green here in New Hampshire. Already a car down pit road before we hit the green flag. That's Zachary Fitzwater with a problem right away, man. Fisher Motorsports just can't catch a break here in the Sony Cup Series. Curtis clears Schwallenberg here on the first lap. He will come around to lead the first lap as the Max is starting to fade back. 1 lap into this race. Schwallenberg now under fire by Dajon Weeks for second. This track, you're not really going to see 3 wide occur here much. It's pretty standard race, side-by-side action, and you can see the top side get the run there. And then on the inside line, you really got to throw it into the corner if you want to work your way past somebody. So far, Dajon and Schwallenberg are even for second place. Jake Baskinger right behind them, looking for a place to go, somewhere to make a move. You can see Weeks is slowly making gains on Schwallenberg, but once they get to the exit of the corner, he gets the run down the straightaway. This is giving Curtis a moment to just be calm and focus on his line. Doesn't have to worry about being challenged yet. But that 30 car, man, it looks fast to be making the inside line work. Schwallenberg's teammate and owner, Matthew Rodriguez, looking for 5th place on Jeffrey White. It was announced this past week that Anthony Marchese will be leaving Rodriguez Racing at the end of the year to drive for Red Bull Racing and replace Charles Sanford. Gotta wonder if that means Rodriguez. Obviously, I think Rodriguez is going to stay with his own team, but does that mean Schwallenberg is staying? I think 9 out of 10 people would say yes. I mean, why would he leave? You can see the performance of these cars, these Toyotas. They are fast, and Schwallenberg still making it difficult for Weeks to get by him. Well, after Mason Gordon qualified this car in, Matt DeLeo was switched into the 28 ride after failing to qualify in the 88 machine. On top of that, there was some confusion about who was going to drive the 80 this week, and Anjato picked up Carter Friesen at the last second, and he qualified this number 80 Toyota into the field. Was originally supposed to be Bob Burns, but Burns is over in New Zealand for the Napa Truck Series race this weekend. So you see some drivers that started at the back trying to make their way forward. Dom Capps currently running in 33rd place, struggling, as is last race's winner 2 weeks ago, Richard Johnson, currently 31st behind Will Goss. And there's Jesse Turner. Everyone knows these Turner Performance Racing Fords are fast, but Turner qualified at the back, just missed his lap completely. But you can see, pretty easy work here for Turner to get by these drivers. So it's Brandon Beal there in the 33 car. That was for 26th place. But Turner, Benyako moving forward. Benyako announcing that he is stepping away from the Sony Cup Series and CM Racing this past week. That leaves CM Racing now with one ride they definitely have to fill. Eric DeMax could still potentially leave, but Ryan Griffin announced he was retiring a couple weeks ago, and now Benyako is stepping away as well. So CM Racing, man, it seems to be just a bunch of musical chairs at this point with the Sony Cup team. And likely the team looking to find some solid footing with who they can get in their race cars. Zayden Davidson had a poor showing in Savannah 2 weeks ago. Lost 5 positions in the point standings from 3rd to 8th. He went now 62 points behind Baskinger in the championship. But look at him tonight. He's got a fast Caterpillar Mercedes under him as he looks to the inside of James Silverfox for 8th place. Zayden currently second on the time chart behind James Shelley. So you see Dajon Weeks, Sean Harple, and Silverfox the top 5 in lap times. The tires don't really wear here at New Hampshire much, so you got to have a fast piece on you tonight if you want to challenge for this win. Not going to see more than maybe a second of fall off, maybe a second and a half, as these cars are expected to go 75 to 80 laps on fuel. So a definite one-stopper here tonight. You saw Dajon Weeks finally got that pass completed on Schwallenberg. And now he's looking to challenge Curtis for the lead. Curtis going to slide up here in turn 4. Weeks to his inside. Down into turn 1 they go. Can Weeks get the Walmart Dodge into the race lead? Schwallenberg giving the draft to Curtis down the back straightaway, but Weeks going to fly it in there. Now Matthew Rodriguez to the inside of his teammate for 3rd. Baskinger in line behind them as James Shelley is looking for 6th on Sean Harple. Can Weeks clear the pass here off of turn 2? Yes, he does. Move Dajon Weeks to the race lead. Curtis looking to fight right back. Dajon's gonna shut the door on him. Now you got to see if that 30 car has the pace to pull away. Couple laps later now, and Matthew Rodriguez has somewhat worked his way by Dylan Schwallenberg, and now he's challenging Curtis for 2nd place. We saw Rodriguez win back in Vegas. Comes into this race 9th in the points. And aside from that win, Matt Rod's got 4 top 5s and 4 top 10s on the season, but he's been very consistent. Average finish of 13.78 so far. And now Schwallenberg drops down to the bottom in front of Baskinger. He's going to get Matt Rod by Curtis for 2nd place, as Weeks has opened up about an 0.8 of a second lead over Rodriguez. Curtis, though, will fall in line in 3rd. As now Silverfox to the inside of James Shelley. Top 10 has remained the same so far, with Harple in 9th and Jeffrey White in 10th. Eric DeMax started 4th but fell down to 11th, as there's a pretty good gap back to Cody Lamas in 12th, Chris Dodd 13th, and Joseph Shrigley, who got that podium finish of 3rd, 2 weeks ago in Savannah. He is currently 14th place. Let's take you through the field. Samuel England in 15th. Charles Sanford, we mentioned, leaving Red Bull at the end of the year. His replacement is right behind them, 16th and 17th. Dylan Young still much up in the air for Young. Not sure. Many believe it will be James Shelley back at Turner Performance Racing next year, but there has been no confirmation that Dylan Young will be the odd man out with Baskinger retiring. Good run so far here tonight for Vince Freeze in 19th place. John Arndt in 20th. As you see, Benyako and Turner have continued to make ground. Benyako going by Cole Baker for 21st. Turner is up to 23rd. Jeff James 24th. Nick Mace having a decent night in 25th with Richard Johnson right behind them. The wins between these two, man. Just history right here in this picture of Mace and Richard Johnson. And this could be one of the few times throughout the rest of the year that these two get to race against each other. Nick Mace is leaving at the end of the year once again. And Richard Johnson, man, you know, it's not known if he will be back at Monster Energy Racing next year, but he's going to put a move on Mace for 26th place, or 25th rather. And man, the history in this shot, man, is just mesmerizing. Let's keep going through the field, though. Will Goss in 27th, Jacob Hart 28th, Daniel Bouchard 29th. Bit of a thing up in the air there on whether Red Bull will keep Bouchard, England, or bring somebody else in. Dom Capps has not made much ground since we last saw him. He is still in 30th. Peter Onjak 31st. Charlie Smith, Ryan Acosta. There's Carter Friesen. Ryan Griffin, man, didn't even notice. Oh, Ryan Griffin has had something happen. He is 4 laps down. We have missed something here. Let's see if we can figure this one out. He is 4 laps down in last place. Yeah, so this was actually a long time ago. Griffin with some kind of problem. Pulls it down in turn 1. Almost gets hit by the Red Bull cars. And he brought it down to a stop in the apron. I'm thinking this was a flat tire. No caution was called for this. So a tough break from Griffin. He was running inside the top 15. He's now 4 laps down, and likely his race is over. And I doubt we'll get a comment from the media from him after this race. Well, DJ Curtis once again just doesn't seem to have the race pace under him tonight. He has fallen out of the top 5 since we were going through the field. You see Baskinger up to 4th, Shelley up to 5th, and now Silver Fox, who's having a great night, is looking for 6th place. Davidson is still in 8th. The top 10 has not changed any hands thus far. Pretty single file. Satan's going to go with his Mercedes Technical Alliance teammate there and try and push him by DJ Curtis, which is kind of strange because Curtis is Satan's teammate. But United Emirates Racing, I think I pronounced that correctly, they are having quite the showing here. They've had a great year. Silver Fox is 10th in the points, and Sean Harple, man, is 6th. Harple has had 5 top 10s this year. And I mean, Harple, man, he started off last year fast and then he kind of dwindled away, but this year that has not been the case. And he has been speedy. Curtis loses 6th, but he's going to hold on to 7th for the time being, as Zachary Fitzwater has just been put 3 laps down. And now the door is open for Shelley to look for 4th place on Jake Baskinger. Dylan Schwallenberg is up to 3rd on the time chart. Mentioned the tires don't really wear here, so kind of gives you a good opportunity to keep moving forward. You can see there, top right of your screen, only 4/10 after 28 laps. These tires, they just don't go away. But looking at that fast lap chart, everybody on that chart is in the top 10. Satan now to the inside of Curtis for 7th, and Fitzwater likely gonna be in the way here. Sadin drives on by for 7th, and now Curtis is stuck behind Fitzwater. Fitzwater, who can't get out of his own way. And this might push DJ Curtis out of the top 10. You can see Curtis is trying to sneak in there, make it 3 wide. He just lost 8th to Harpel. Now he's going to lose 9th to Jeffrey White. And DeMax is going to go to his inside for 10th man. Yep, Curtis said he has had enough. This is going to be a bit of a squeeze here. 3 wide off of turn 2. Both of these drivers should be getting by Fitzwater here. And that they will. Curtis, can he hold on to 10th? Gets a good run here down the straightaway. And he is going to cut in front of Eric DeMax. 37 laps into this race, and it's time to deal with lap traffic. Matt DeLeo is the first one up as Matthew Rodriguez right up the bumper of Dajon Weeks. Almost got into him there. That opens the door for Schwallenberg to challenge for 2nd. Also up ahead, Stephen Pollard the 3rd, Logan Cloud, Brandon Beal, Mitchell Collins, Allison Rain, and Carter Friesen. Weeks is going to start to navigate this traffic pretty easily. Just going to look on the ticker and say this, but Turner has kind of plateaued in 23rd. Meanwhile, Benyako up to 19th, still charging forward. And this is where you're going to see someone get pinned behind a lap car. We saw it with Curtis. Curtis got stuck behind Fitzwater. He fell all the way down to 10th. If you're Matt Rod or Schwallenberg and you can pin if you can pin Dajon Weeks behind a lap car here, you could get the race lead and cost him a lot of time. But so far, neither of those Toyotas have been able to challenge the 30 of Weeks. As 40 laps into this race, it has been a pretty tame one at that. Well, Cody Lamas was originally not that far ahead of Chris Dodd, but he has closed up the gap to Eric DeMax and pulled away from Chris Dodd, who is now 4 seconds behind the 48. Strictly still in 14th. Marchese has made it up to 15th. England and Sanford are under fire from Benyako, who's up to 18th place and still moving forward. As Jesse Turner looks to the inside of John Arndt for 21st after getting by Cole Baker for 22nd. And Richard Johnson still trying to charge forward. He is in 25th. Dajon Weeks going to put Carter Friesen a lap down. And that'll be a bit of a break for lap traffic until they catch up to Acosta, Smith, Onjak, and Jacob Hart. Third of the way through this one, and now Schwallenberg has been caught behind Friesen. James Shelley, Jake Baskinger to his inside. Talked about it. Getting caught behind a lap car could be the way to lose positions while your competitors move forward, and James Shelley will move up to 3rd. Shelley coming into this race 14th in the points. He's won twice this year, but those wins are his only top 5s on the season. 2 top 10 finishes outside of those wins. And he entered this race 91 points back of teammate Jake Baskinger, so got a lot of points to gain if Shelley wants to be a championship contender. As Harpel, or Silver Fox rather, Silver Fox and Davidson both getting by the 10. And now Schwallenberg, who was running in 3rd, is all the way down to 7th place. More drivers getting put a lap down, as now it is Shelley and Silver Fox who were stuck behind the lappers. Shelley will fall from 4th to 6th, letting Baskinger and Davidson move up. now Silver Fox stuck to the outside of Schwallenberg. These drivers, they have pulled away from Harple, White, and others. As Cody Lamas, man, he has been charging forward. He's got the max in his sights for 11th place. And Curtis, man, just once again has all that qualifying speed, but can do nothing in the race. Weeks is going to get by Peter and get another brief break. Pit stops are about 15 to 20 laps away here. Baskinger now up to third. Davidson fourth. With Shelley in fifth. Can any of these drivers challenge Dajon Weeks for the race lead? None of them have been able to get to his inside since he got by DJ Curtis 40 laps ago. Almost 50 laps ago now. Gonna have to wait and see if the pit strategy shuffles up this field. Matthew Rodriguez drifted up into turn 3, and that opened the door for Jake Baskinger to go for second with teammate James Shelley right behind them. Weeks waiting on Dom Capps, looking to his inside. This would leave us with 28 cars on the lead lap. Baskinger moves up to second. Shelley now looking for third. Shelley's gonna send it. Oh, Matt Rod goes wide. Oh, we got a crash. Cole Baker was in the wall. Caution flag is out. And Baskinger took the lead on the outside line. Racing back to the start-finish line. Weeks is not the leader. Checked up there going through 3 and 4, and Baskinger takes the top spot. Matthew Rodriguez went wide and fell to 6th. But Cole Baker, his car was destroyed. Cole Baker was working his way past Matt DeLeo, and DeLeo turned into the corner and jugged him. Heavy impact for the 99 of Baker as cars scattered low. No safer walls here. That was a hard hit at about 104 miles an hour. And the car came up off the ground, but what was the 28 of DeLeo thinking? Turning into the corner like that. See here, get another angle at this. As they go into the corner, and yeah, he just sent it and tried to turn down, and big impact for Cole Baker. Car didn't come to a sudden stop, so he might be pretty okay. But that was a heavy hit. And you see everybody jumping to the apron to get through this. Ryan Griffin in the grass. And Fitzwater with him. They come back up on the track, but behind them, Dajon Weeks checked up on the bottom. And Baskinger was able to get by for the race lead. Well, this has opened up pit road. And all the lead lap cars are down for service. This might be the only pit stop of the race. These drivers might be able to make it from here. It's going to be close. What can you do? This could be the final adjustment you get to make on your race car. Baskinger will come out as the leader with Shelley in second. Matt Rod third. Weeks fourth. Saden fifth. Schwallenberg, White, Harple, Lamas, and 3 wide there between the Max, Silver Fox, and Marchese, and a abysmal pit stop for DJ Curtis, losing a ton of positions. Jake Baskinger will lead him to the green flag. Cole Baker and Matt DeLeo out of the race. 28 cars on the lead lap with what'll be 82 laps to go. Can they make it from here? Green flag back out in the air. A lot of lap cars on the inside line. It's going to make getting into clean air a little difficult as Onjak jumps right in front of Matthew Rodriguez. Baskinger clears Jacob Hart. Shelley looking to clear him right behind him. Top 2 are clear. Now it is Matt Rod on back, stuck behind the Team Velocity cars. Dajon Weeks with a bit of a poor stop fell to 4th. But DJ Curtis, man, he went all the way down to 16th. See Turner up to 20th now. Richard Johnson 21st, needed that caution. Bunched the field up. Gonna have to see how many more positions him, Turner, Benyako, how much can they gain? Benyako is up to 13th place in that number 8 car on the inside line behind Anthony Marchese as they're behind Carter Friesen. As the Max Silver Fox stuck on the top side. Curtis and others trying to make their way forward. Now they are stuck behind Logan Cloud. Marchese will go to the inside. He's up to 10th after getting by the Max. What a drive by Alex Benyako from the back of the field to get this thing up near the top 10, and still plenty of time to move forward some more. Battle is on at the front of the field. Matthew Rodriguez will get by Jacob Hart. Weeks in front of Onjak. Davidson gonna send the dive here. Currently running in 5th place. But all of these drivers are chasing Jake Baskinger, the points leader, looking for what would be his 3rd win of the season. Only 2 drivers to finish inside the top 10 7 times this year are Baskinger and Weeks. Only driver to have 5 top 5s on the year, though, is Dylan Schwallenberg. Baskinger and Weeks with 4 each. But it's all about the wins here in the Sony Cup Series. And you gotta wonder, will anybody be able to track down Jake and Shelley with how even these drivers were on that first stint? How about the drive by Cody Lamas up to 7th place? He's got teammate Jeffrey White behind him in 9th. Trying to work his way by Jacob Hart as Schwallenberg has made it back up to 5th over Saden Davidson. But you can see the gap as now James Shelley has taken the race lead over Baskinger. But the gap from 3rd on back, a 1.5 seconds plus. But it's James Shelley in the race lead. Move for the lead came back on lap 78. See Shelley down into turn 1 to the inside of Baskinger. Sent it to where he was even alongside of him off of turn 2. See Baskinger get the run down the back straightaway. Shelley gonna send it into the middle of the corner once again. And Shelley with the edge. Jake getting tight off of 4. And Shelley clears for the race lead into turn 1. Problems for Ryan Acosta. He's blown the motor out of 30th place in a similar spot to where Ryan Griffin blew a tire. And Acosta pulls it down to the apron. Tough break for the Mace driver, who's had a poor season. Came into this race 26th in the points, has yet to score a top 10 this year. And it will definitely not come tonight as Acosta brings it down the access road. His race is likely over. Up, gonna go in the grass here, slide it back almost onto the racetrack. But he'll get it down to pit road A-OK. Give you guys an update on Jesse Turner. Just got by Eric DeMax for 17th place. And looking to continue moving his way through the field. Turner 15th on the fast lap chart. Traffic not allowing him to be higher, most likely. But how about some of the other drivers that have been working their way through the field? Where is Richard Johnson? Where is the 47? Is he ahead? Oh, Richard is ahead. I thought he was in the back. Let's see, where's that 47 at? There he is. Richard is up into the top 10, right behind Alex Benyako. Jeffrey White has fallen outside the top 10. So Richard navigated the lap cars very well then, because he restarted 21st or so, I want to say. But he has navigated lap traffic well, 6 seconds behind the leader. As Shelley and Baskinger, they have pulled away from third on back, but most notably, Shelley now has been pulling away from Baskinger. Matthew Rodriguez and Weeks third, fourth, Schwallenberg in fifth. They are nose to tail just like they were earlier, but they are 3 seconds behind the battle for the win. And you gotta wonder if there's anything they can do here in these last 55 laps. Right now, though, it looks like this is James Shelley's race to lose as he continues to pull away. James Shelley is about to start navigating lap traffic, but he has pulled out to a 2-second lead over Jake Baskinger, with Matthew Rodriguez, Dylan Schwallenberg third and fourth, Weeks down to fifth. And a good clump of cars here fighting for spots inside the top 10. Davidson 6th, Lamas 7th, Benyako 8th, Harple 9th. And Richard Johnson rounds out the top 10, gap on back to Curtis in 11th. Marchese 12th, Silver Fox 13th, Turner 14th, White 15th, Shrigley 16th, Sanford, the Max, Dylan Young, Dom Caps up to 20th place. Vince Freeze, Chris Dodd has faltered to 22nd. Samuel England, Jeff James, Nick Mace, Daniel Bouchard, Will Goss, the last cars on the lead lap, as John Arndt has fallen a lap down to James Shelley. Shelley's got some work cut out for him here. They are side by side in front of him. That is Logan Cloud and Allison Rain side by side for 35th. See Jake gain a little bit of time. Got it now down under 2 seconds, but third on back, man. No luck in them gaining any ground so far. Aside from that one caution, it's been a pretty tame race. Alex Benyako continues to drive forward as 3rd through 10th are in a swarm of lap cars. See Matt Rod up on the high side, trying to get by John Arndt. That opens the door for Schwallenberg to go for 3rd. Richard Johnson was up to 7th. He just lost it to Saden Davidson. As now Sean Harple is stuck behind the 29 of Allison Rain. That's going to open the door for Cody Lamas to go for 9th. And DJ Curtis has entered the picture in 11th. But up ahead, James Shelley's lead is grown bigger, has grown bigger. Up to 5 seconds now over Baskinger. And you just got to wonder still if the field can make it to the finish on gas. If they can, I mean, this race looks pretty set in stone unless Shelley gets Matt DeLeod and gets dumped by a lap car from the lead. It's Baskinger working on Will Goss. Schwallenberg got it up to 3rd. Matthew Rodriguez has lost positions due to lap traffic. It's been a theme all night, just getting stuck behind a lap car and losing spots. He's down to 6th. Make it 7th, actually, behind Davidson. Alex Benyako, man, up to 5th. What a drive tonight. Benyako from the back of the field, up to 5th place. And still looking for more before this one's over. Due to lap traffic, Curtis has made it back up into the top 10, currently running in 8th place behind Matthew Rodriguez. Rodriguez and Weeks have both fallen out of the top 5 as Alex Benyako is up to 4th. Cody Lamas holding the final spot in the top 10 now as Sean Harple has fallen out of it. Jesse Turner stalking closer in 12th, Silver Fox 13th. Field just pretty spread out at this point. Down to just 21 cars on the lead lap. And the streak where everybody finishes these races ended back when Cole Baker got wrecked. Failed to mention that statistic. Coming to 19 laps to go, Shelley's got a 6-second lead over Baskinger. What looked like was going to be a pretty good fight for the win. Pit road happened under that caution, and Shelley just had his teammate to pass, got it done, and he has been smooth sailing ever since. So looking like James Shelley could be the first one to 3 wins. And man, it would be just his third top 5 on the season. But the wins, man, they really start to move you up through the point standings. Shelley's other 2 wins this year coming on intermediate tracks. Got the win first at California, then at Kansas. New Hampshire, a different type of track. So going from a 2-miler to a 1.5-miler to a 1-miler if Shelley can finish the deal here tonight. But coming to the start-finish line here as he puts Vince Fries a lap down, we will have 17 laps to go. 4 laps to go here at New Hampshire. As the run has gone on, the field has slowly been catching up to Jake Baskinger. Schwallenberg still in 3rd with Benyako in 4th. They have pulled away from Dajon Weeks, who now sits in 5th with Richard Johnson in 6th. Man, can't say enough about the drive by the 8 and 47 tonight to come from the back of the field. Curtis in 7th, Davidson 8th, Lamas 9th, and Matthew Rodriguez now all the way down to 10th. Less than 20 cars on the lead lap. Shelley putting teammate Dylan Young down 1 lap a couple laps ago. And there is James Shelley now, 2 laps to go. Looking for what would be his 3rd win of the season. But not really a driver in championship contention. But hitting the white flag lap here, Shelley looking to make some history here as he continues his climb up the wins list. But he just put a clinic on him after that restart. 9-second lead over Jake Baskinger. And it'll be James Shelley getting another win for Turner Performance Racing here in the Sony Cup Series. Shelley gets it done in New Hampshire. Third win of the year, 3rd top 5, and 5th top 10 for James Shelley. And that'll likely see him climb up the standings further. But for the immediate championship battle, Baskinger comes home 2nd, Schwallenberg in 3rd, Benyako 4th, Richard Johnson 5th, Curtis 6th, Weeks 7th, Davidson, Lamas, Matt Rodriguez, the top 10. That'll do it for us here in tonight. Next week begins the first of 2 Canadian races for the Sony Cup Series as we head to Troy Riaras, or however you say it. 3 Rivers, whatever. I'm not French. I can't pronounce it. Someone give me lessons. Anyways, that'll do it for us here at New Hampshire. Here come your official race results. And we will see you guys next time.